Let me explain basic C language programs. I will launch Turbo C++ compiler. Compiler is a software tool, an application software used for compiling of any programming language. Turbo C++ compile both C and C++. So I'll just launch it. A compiler can convert higher level language into machine code or binary code or hexadecimal code. So let me start the compiler. Compiler opens up like this. Already there could be one program there. I would go to File. If you do new, there could be a possibility of again some already existing program to open. So instead, I go to Open. And I have already stored some program to explain. I'll take up one.cpp and given CPP as the extension. Any programming file have to have an extension. So CPP or C can be used here. I have used CPP. I just open it up and I use arrow mark at the right top corner to have to the entire screen this particular program. In this program, I'm going to receive integer input and display the same in the output screen, or in the user screen I'm going to display it. So as you can see, the first two lines here are starting with hash. Those terms which start with hash will be called as compiler directives, which are the instructions given to the compiler. And the first two lines using the compiler directives, we have included header files. So these two lines are called as preprocessors. So I have used compiler directive to include header files, which are called as actually the preprocessors. So the first one is standard input output header file, and the second one is console input output header file. Header files are those which are going to have inbuilt functions or library functions. So any program is nothing but a function or group of functions. Functions can also be called as subprograms. So instead of creating our own programs, we can go for already available ready-made programs by including header files. So header files are actually nothing but they are the library of inbuilt functions, or they are going to have a file of group of library functions. So standard input output header file and console input output header files are those files which are used in the preprocessor. So there should be at least one function in a program which can be called as main program or main function. So void, what you can see here, void is the data type which represents null. Main is the name of that function, and within the common bracket we have nothing. That means this function, main function, will not return. It will return void or it will not return anything. And within the common bracket there is nothing, so it won't receive any inputs. So flower bracket opens the main function. So here integer x is the line. That means x is a container which is going to have an integer number. Integer means whole number. That is the data type used to declare x, and this statement ends with semicolon. So all the executable statements in C have to end with semicolon. Then comes one library function called as clear screen. This is used to keep the output screen in the beginning cleared or empty or vacant, so that whatever the output generated by this program is visible in the output screen. So clear screen is the inbuilt function which is available because we have included conio.h here. Then comes printf. Printf is an output function, which is an inbuilt function got from the standard input output header file. So here, using output function printf, we have given enter an integer within the inverted code followed with backslash and n. Backslash n represents new line character. So whatever within the inverted code that is available here will be displayed as it is when we run this program on the output screen. As a result of which user will enter an integer. So using scanf, next line, we are going to receive the input into the container X, which is of integer type of data that is going to be received in X. So here, format synthesizer that is used is %d. %d is the format specifier for an integer. So integer is received in X using scanf. Printf and scanf are the inbuilt functions which are provided through standard input output header file. So once again the printf output function is coming up. This time the entered number is %d. That means this line will come as it is and an integer will come. This integer, whatever available in X, will be displayed ending with semicolon, and then get is another inbuilt function which is coming from the conio.h. This get will allow us to receive the input and display the same at the output screen. So get is get character inbuilt function. If you don't use it, when you enter the input, the output only won't be displayed, rather it comes back to the editor screen. So get has to be used here. So this is the program. This one I am going to compile. So there are no errors. Then I run the program. Enter the user screen where the prompt that was provided has occurred. So as a result, now the user and programmer are the same. So as a user, now I enter the number and I give enter. It is coming as -99. Let me see what could be the mistake. Here the mistake is ampersand should have come. So ampersand will set right the problem. I'll compile again. Then I'll run the program. Now I put 77. Entered number is 77 has come. So the result is correct. Now I go to another program. File,